Good evening and welcome to the pre-show. I'm Kelly DeMarco. I will be co-hosting this wonderful event tonight. Raise your glass. We are toasting an incredible organization, St. Vincent de Paul of Roseville. We have something very special lined up for you in the next few minutes because one of our big sponsors tonight is a local winery. So as you kind of get ready, we have the information to register. We're going to go back to that in just a few minutes to get your credit cards ready. I know you want to donate and help this great organization, but we're taking just a moment to introduce to you Mount St. Joseph Winery. They're one of our big sponsors tonight, and so we wanted to take a few minutes to thank them and taste some wines because, someone's got to do it, right? Okay, so I'm going to introduce to you right now at this very moment, Joseph Smock. He is the founder of Mount St. Joseph Winery in Loomis. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Good evening.
Great to see
Glad
you
to be here,
tonight.
Kelly.
Tell me a little bit about, first of all, your winery. I haven't had the opportunity to be there yet, but tell me about your winery and how you got this started, because I understand you're one of the founders, right?
I'm one of the two founders. The other is a gentleman named Peter Story. He was the winemaker and the owner of St. Helena Winery in Napa. And he lived in Loomis, a fellow parishioner at St. Joseph Morello Catholic Church. Had the idea to do a vineyard at Mount St. Joseph, the seminary at Mount St. Joseph, and kind of a long story, but a great story. We've got our vineyard there up at the seminary. We've been making wine since 2015, been supporting the Oblates of St. Joseph and local charities, especially ones like St. Vincent de Paul of Roseville.
And I understand you grow Cab Franc, Petit Verdot, and Petit Syrah, right? So you got some good stuff growing there.
Absolutely. We just finished our second harvest, Kelly, and we'll be bottling our first wines, the ones we harvested in 2020. We'll be bottling those in March. So exciting time for us.
Absolutely. You know what I'm excited for is actually getting to try the wines. We have 3 here tonight, and I want you to walk us through this, Joe, because I know you're such a wine expert. And I got to say, you just really spoke to my heart with the Chardonnay. I am the Chardonnay lover. So let's talk about this Chardonnay and
Sure.
what it's like. What are the notes and what could I pair this with as I pour myself a little glass?
Oh, I think we can. Well, hopefully many of you that are with us tonight are going to be able to taste with us. I know a number of folks already bought bottles at our tasting room. So this is our 2020 California Chardonnay. The grapes came from both Lodi and Sonoma. It was aged in stainless steel and just a little bit of oak. So you're not going to detect a whole lot of oak in there. Let's go ahead and taste. So when we taste, what do we do, right? Wait, Kelly, wait, we look.
Oh, sorry.
We look.
What do I need to do?
All right, we take a look at the wine. This one has a pale straw hue. Then we smell.
I'm like, yeah, it looks
get your
great.
nose in there, smell that. What do you smell? I smell some nice citrus fruit. Oh, there's a little hint of flowers in there. I'm not sure which ones. Let's go ahead and taste it.
Okay.
Ooh,
that's good.
So yeah, that's got some nice citrus fruit to it. A little, some nice mid-palate acid. Not a lot of butter on the finish, just a little bit, which is
just enough. If you like that kind of wine, I feel like this is a good in-between for people who like the buttery and like the more citrus. It's a nice in between.
That's exactly right. It's also not super buttery because although it went through malolactic fermentation, changing some of that malic acid to a softer acid. So it's softer, but it's not super buttery. I'd serve this at about 55 degrees, and I'd pair it with some crab legs and drawn butter. Maybe a little artichoke with that drawn butter as well.
Joe, I see the wines, but I don't see crab legs. Where are the crab legs here? Weren't you supposed to deliver those? No? Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Nobody told me about the food pairings.
I love it. Hey, by the way, if you're in the chat room right now.
For our last one, I prepared stroganoff tonight. So we'll pair that with the Malbec. If you come up here to White Hawk Ranch.
Okay, I will do that. And if you're trying this at home, Joe, I want to say, because we know that we have friends at home tasting, jump in the chat box and let us know what you think about this Chardonnay. This is a 2018 Chardonnay at Mount St. Joseph. And you have to go to the winery to get this, right, Joe?
You do. And as a matter of fact, They sold you the 2018. I thought they sold you the 2020. So you're tasting the 2018. I'm tasting the 2020. The
Oh,
2018 is almost sold out. So if you want that one, you need to get there probably in the next week or so. The 2020 is very similar.
perfect. I love it. This is very good. Should we move on?
Let's go ahead and do the rosé.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So if you have something to cleanse your palate, always a good
Yes,
idea.
I do. I was just going to keep drinking, Joe, but okay.
We'll do the same thing here. We'll go ahead and take a look at this. Always
Okay.
nice to do it against a white background. And this one has a light pink hue, maybe a touch of salmon to it.
Mm.
So we'll swirl it a little bit. We'll smell.
You know, Joe, I have to tell you something about rosé. I've started to like it. And did you know there is such thing as a frosé machine that you can actually add ice to your rosé and just have frosé by the pool?
Believe it or not, we actually thought about doing a frosé machine in the tasting room. And
You should do it.
ultimately, we decided against it. But this is a marvelous summertime wine, like you say, by the pool when it's hot. It's another one that's almost gone. We probably have just a few cases left. But
Mm.
this one was made from Syrah grapes.
Okay.
So you probably know rosé wine is a red wine. They're always made from red wine grapes. They just stay on the skins for no more than a day. That's why the color is so faint. But let's go ahead and taste.
Okay.
This one is
Mm.
different from previous rosés that we've made. Our
This
previous
is really
rosés
good.
were
I love
all
it.
bone dry. Bone dry meaning there was no residual sugar, which are my favorite rosés. This one has just a touch of sweetness, and it's even more popular with all of our customers. So I fought it tooth and nail. I wanted to do another bone dry rosé. Some of my cohorts said, "Oh, let's go ahead and leave in a little bit of residual sugar," and it's been very, very popular.
So it's a good thing you listen to everybody because this is very good. And I would not just say this. I really, truly, there's very few rosés that I like because some of them can be really sweet and syrupy.
Yeah.
This is great. This would be like a great summer wine. You're sitting out on your porch, having some wine and cheese.
Just
It's perfect.
touch of sweetness. In terms of pairing that, just because it does have that touch of sweetness, I'd serve it with something spicy. It would
Hmm.
go well maybe with a curry.
Ooh, that could
Um,
be good.
yeah, so and enjoy, enjoy. And
I love it. And
that
Joe, before we
yes.
move on, would you just consider that frosé machine?
Oh, I fought that one too, but you know
All
what?
right. We'll talk later. I'll call you later on that.
All right, all right.
Okay, so the last one we have is this Malbec. Is this the one that won all those awards?
Yes, yes, it did. Our 2017 Malbec won a double gold medal at the San Francisco Chronicle competition.
Wow.
2017's all gone. That's the bad news. The good news is this is our 2018, released it a
Okay.
couple of months ago. We entered it in the only competition that was available, which was the Amador County Fair, and it
Hmm.
won Best in Show and a double gold medal. So the judges like this Malbec. I love
What?
this Malbec. Malbec is one of my favorite varietals. A Bordeaux varietal. Big, Argentina makes wonderful Malbecs, but I think we make a marvelous Malbec. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Let's look at the color there, especially around the rim of the glass. Boy, that is garnet to almost purple, it seems.
Yeah, it looks
Really
really
pinky.
good. I have to say I don't know a lot about Malbecs, it's just sometimes you get stuck in your routines. I'll have like a Chardonnay or a Cabernet, but I think I need to go in between. I just never really know what to order or what to
Well,
look for.
I would tell you that some of the Bordeaux varietals like Malbecs are wonderful. Petit Verdot is another Bordeaux varietal that go on in there and buy a bottle of our Malbec, buy a bottle of our Petit Verdot, and those are some varietals that I think you'll come to love.
Is it okay if I taste it?
Let's go ahead and taste it.
Okay.
Mm,
Ooh, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah. That was aged in French oak for 2 years. It's got wonderful black fruit. I taste plums and blackberry in there. This is one that, like I say, I'm going to have some beef stroganoff tonight,
Yes.
and it would go very well with that. Our winemaker, Derek Irwin, says to pair it with wild game.
I'm going to probably pass on that one, but this could be good. Freddie's behind the monitor here, and he's like shaking his head. He's like, how did you get this assignment? When's it my turn? We'll do a toast at the end too. Joe, these are really good wines.
Thank you. Don wanted to go ahead and include the Chardonnay and the Rosé, but what we specialize in at Mount St. Joseph is our reds. And so this is a great example of the reds that we make.
This is so good. And I have to say, Joe, I was really impressed when you and I first talked. I know how much this organization means to you. It's not just about the wines, but it's really about community, right? And how you feel about this organization. I know that's why you're here tonight.
Absolutely. It sure is, Kelly.
Yeah, I know you're good friends with Don. How did you get involved with St. Vincent de Paul?
You know, it was almost from the beginning. It was back in 2016. Don, if I remember right, Don, as he always does, is soliciting donations for events. And I believe we donated a couple of tasting parties for a St. Vincent de Paul event over at St. Clair Catholic Church. And it just grew from there. Just a couple of weeks ago at our Harvest Festival, we raised about $1,000 for St. Vincent de Paul by using a silent auction of gift baskets. It's just what we do, and it makes it all worthwhile for us.
Wow. Well, Joe, thank you. And I'm looking in our chat room. Rebecca wants to try the rosé. Beth Gonzalez, she says that she's loving their wines. I know that there are lots of groups getting together tonight to have little wine parties and tasting as they get ready for our big event that's coming up here in just a few minutes. So I got to let you go because we got to show our viewers tonight how to register and how to get going. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, cheers to you and thank you for giving back. And thank you for bringing me wine in studio. This never happens.
Well, here's to St. Vincent de Paul. Thank you, Kelly.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Okay. And stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back starting at 6.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. Vincent de Paul virtual fundraiser, Raise Your Glass.
Can't wait for tonight. Freddie, I'm just excited to be back with you again.
Woohoo!
How do we keep making this happen?
I love it.
And can I just point out, we're matching. We're like the news anchors that match the tie with the dress. Like we're like this.
Can we get a big round of applause for Kelly DeMarco at home?
Please. I thought you were going to say to St. Vincent de Paul. Let's give them a round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us this evening for St. Vincent de Paul's Raise Your Glass virtual fundraiser. I'm Freddie Silvera with FSA Auctions.
And I'm Kelly DeMarco with Kelly DeMarco Communications. And I have to say, this organization means so much to us personally. We're here in Roseville where this organization is, and we have seen the difference they have been making now for 38 years.
38 years!
Unreal how they have changed lives for the better.
Yeah. This means so much to me. I personally, this just means so much. I grew up going to St. Rose Elementary School, and we would go volunteer. It's literally right around the corner from St. Vincent de Paul. We would walk over there when I was in like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade and help bag lunches and organize the clothes. And this just means a lot. I mean, this is home.
It really is. I'll tell you a little secret here. When I first reached out to Freddie about this organization, because I've been helping them for a few months now, Freddie said, "You've got to be kidding me. This is like my dream, full circle moment, because I helped bag lunches when I was a kid. So here we are back as an adult. You've done so many, wonderful, fundraisers for different organizations, but I know this one is special to you. So it's great.
And there's so many of us at home. We'd love to hear from you in the Zoom chat bar. Let us know, how are you connected to St. Vincent de Paul? Have you been in the bags delivery program? Have you helped out with the food locker? Are you just a friend of the community? Or maybe you have somebody that brought you in tonight that was like, hey, we need to go check out St. Vincent de Paul.
That'd be great. I know there's watch parties tonight. They're tasting wines by one of our sponsors, Mount St. Joseph Wines. So thank you again to our sponsor and for letting me taste the wines beforehand.
She's got a tough job. She's wine tasting.
It's really difficult, but I'm doing it for this organization. No, but really, thank you for joining us tonight. And we see people already in the chat bar.
Oh yeah, in the chat bar. We have Rebecca Rush is in here in the chat bar. We've got Beth Gonzalez in the chat bar. The Murphy family. Sabrina, so good. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you and all of the Murphy family. Let us know in the Zoom chat bar. Let us know who you are, where you're from. Let us know where you're watching from, how you're connected. We'd love to hear from you. That's just typing in the Zoom chat bar right below of our Zoom. So a couple of housekeeping tips. We want to make sure everybody feels ready for tonight. Tonight's program is going to move super fast. It's going to be about a 20 to 30 minute program. So sit tight, hang on. It's going to move super fast. First, we're going to get an opportunity to hear from Don and Tom. They have a welcome video for us. Then we'll have an opportunity to hear from one of our sponsors, as well as Rebecca Rush has some special shout outs for some of our volunteers. We'll then get a chance to learn a little bit more about St. Vincent de Paul through a brief story. And then we have some of our visitors who are going to be sharing with us their testimonials about what St. Vincent de Paul means to them.
And that's really why we're here tonight, right? To help the visitors who really depend on St. Vincent de Paul for so many things. I mean, you think about, Freddie, how expensive it is to live. And the clientele that comes in is really changed to working families, right? People who have to make a decision. Do I eat or pay the rent or keep the lights on? And we can say now, really proud to say that they're able to do it all because of St. Vincent.
And we see Darcy just came in the Zoom chat bar, watching from Rockland, longtime supporter of the work of St. Vincent de Paul. Darcy, thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us. St. Vincent de Paul's Raise Your Glass virtual fundraiser. Without further ado, let's get a chance to hear from the one and only Don and Tom as they have a special announcement for you. Don and Tom, take it away.
Good evening. I'm Tom Stanko and the immediate past president of the St. Vincent de Paul Society of Roseville. I am welcoming you tonight to our event celebrating the 38th anniversary of our Roseville conference. We named our event Raise Your Glass to salute and honor our donors, our volunteers, and our staff. Since the beginning of the pandemic, our donors have continued to support us financially, Our volunteers have continued to provide the labor to continue our programs, and our staff have continued to oversee and manage our operations. We are so grateful for all these individuals. Tonight, we acknowledge and thank them for their dedication to helping those in need in our community. Now I'd like to introduce our newly elected president, Don Frazier. Don?
Thank you, Tom. And I want to echo Tom's sentiments to thank our sponsors, without whom we wouldn't be here tonight, to the committee that put this event together, and also to our staff and our volunteers under the leadership of Rebecca Rush, our executive director. I'm humbled and honored to be the new president of St. Vincent de Paul Roseville. It's especially nice to be a part of an organization whose mission is to prevent hunger and homelessness right here in our own community. You may have seen recently the newspaper article that said 20% of people are food insecure, and of those, 40% go to food lockers and food banks. And I think we're making a difference. A recent survey we did showed that almost 85% of the people that come to see us are no longer food insecure. And with your help tonight, we can continue in this mission of charity. I also wanted to thank Dr. Tom on behalf of our board members. We got a plaque for you. It says, "Thank you, Dr. Thomas Stanko, for serving as president of St. Vincent de Paul Roseville for over 9 years. You have shown true moral leadership in living the gospel message by helping others." And the monograph at the bottom says, "Thus also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead," from the letter of James. And so, Tom, on behalf of the board, I thank you for your leadership, for all you have done for us. And I humbly accept the new presidency, and I have very big shoes to fill. I hope you enjoy the event tonight. Kelly, back to you.
Congratulations, Tom, and thank you, Don. Wow.
It's so neat that Don is taking over as president. Tom has started this organization in 1983.
Tom is just...
Isn't he awesome?
Wow.
Everyone you talk to, they're like, "Oh, we love Tom." They love Dawn too, trust me. And they love her. I mean, they're all one big family, but it's really nice. Thank you, Tom, for your years and years of service. And I know you're not going away. He's going to be staying on as vice president, but it's nice to just have everybody together.
And look at all the love for Tom in the chat bar. We've got Rebecca Rush, so proud of Tom and Don. Michael Turner said, "Dr. Tom rocks."
Love it.
Blessings to everybody watching. Thank you for being here, Michael Turner. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so grateful that you've joined us again for St. Vincent de Paul's Raise Your Glass. I want to give you a couple of housekeeping tips real quick. For tonight, we're going to have a live Fund a Need. You'll see the dollars on the side of the screen here already. Kelly, we already have over $31,000 of gifts that have donated to tonight's Fund a Need.
Isn't that amazing how many people have stepped up and come forward, all different amounts? And we recognize that, some people can give more and some people just give anyway. It's amazing to look
every
at these
gift makes a huge difference. Deacon Michael Turner, thank you so very much. It's great to see you. I really appreciate you. We've got Ricio here, Ann Baker, Joseph, Ann, Roxana, Mr. and Miss Pete and Jana. So we've got so many folks that have already supported in a huge way. We're going to have a live Fund a Need in about 10 minutes or so. So we want to make sure you're all ready and registered. Right over on top of Kelly over here, there's going to be a QR code. If you'd like, we'd encourage you to pull out your smartphone now, scan your phone over this QR code, or you can go to the link below at svdpsr2021.ggo.bid. Maybe Rebecca or somebody from the organization will put that in the chat bar for us. But we would encourage you to go to that link and then register your credit card now. On the screen here, you'll see the registration process of what that can look like. So what we would encourage you to do is go to that link, svdpsr2021.ggo.bid, click on Get Started in the upper right corner, then click on Create Account, fill out your email, your contact, your credit card information. That way you'll be all registered and set to then give towards our live Fund a Need later in the program. Again, in about 8 or 9 minutes. And Kelly, we just got more gifts that just came in. We've got another gift here from Randy and Barbara Strickland, Joe Woods, Sue Barker, Lawrence and Elizabeth, Julie Stark, so many folks. So very cool.
We really make it easy. I mean, we're so used to that QR code. Remember when we first started using them? We're like, what is this thing? And now, menus are on it. So you literally can just hold up your phone to the TV and it'll bring you right there. Super easy.
So again, thank you for joining us. And there's so many people that we want to thank this evening. We have amazing sponsors. We've got an amazing committees, so many people. So Kelly, you want to get us started with some of our sponsors?
I do. And truly, thank you so much to our sponsors because we could not do this without you. This organization, trust me, and the many meetings that we've had have said time and time again how incredibly special they are. These sponsors keep the lights on at St. Vincent de Paul. So without further ado, let's thank McDonald's, JMJ Seekers, and RLR Enterprises. These two, they're privately owned family businesses that operate multiple McDonald's franchises in South Placer County. They are the Ruiz family. The parents do business under JMJ Seekers, and then several of their kids also have McDonald's. Max and Bridget Ruiz have a large family with many children, and so they love what they do with McDonald's. They are devout Catholics, and their Catholic faith really plays a prominent role in their lives. Did you know this, Freddie? JMJ initials stands for Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Come on.
You put me on the spot.
I know. So they have been sponsors of this since 2015. So thank you so much to the Ruiz family. All right, next we want to thank Pottery World. Jim and Sharon Rhoda own Pottery World. They too are Catholics and members of St. Peter's and Paul Parish. And some of their kids are also involved in their business. Don't you love Pottery World?
Yeah.
You go in there and you could spend all day.
I just had lunch there on Sunday.
And you can have lunch there.
It was phenomenal.
And furniture. I thought I was going for a pot and I ended up leaving with like a cute gift for a girlfriend and I had a sandwich. It was great. They started their business by renting a stall at Denio's Market in Roseville, and now they've really expanded their business. They have been sponsors, Freddie, of this annual anniversary celebration since their very first one in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pottery World, thank you.
I know. Thank you so much. Consolidated Communications Foundation have been sponsors of our annual anniversary since 2008 as well. They were Sure West Foundation at the time. They're amazing, and you'll hear from them in just a few moments. Also, we want to thank the Roseville Auto Mall, which, as you know, is a huge organization, a huge company here in Roseville. And who doesn't buy their cars from there, right?
Yeah. Roseville Auto Mall, thank you. Such a wonderful charitable foundation. Thank you to the entire group. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our silver sponsors. Let's give a lot of love for our silver sponsors in the chat bar: Central Valley Bank, Kaiser Permanente, McCarthy Physical Therapy, Merchant Bank, Placer Title, Sutter Health, and Thunder Valley. Thank you. And we also want to thank our community partners. You'll see all of our community partners on the screen here now. Thank you to all of our community partners.
There's so many. I mean, look at all of these, grocery stores and organizations that give back. I mean, it's incredible how much food they give. And that food locker, if you've never seen it, is just jam-packed with food, and it's so great. I want to thank our members at large because there are a lot of people who are behind the scenes, as you can imagine, running this organization. Let's first thank our members at large: George, Marty, Desiree, Seamus, Gerardo, Maria. They're our members at large. Thank you so much. Our advisory board: David Cassidy and Rich Peterson. And then, of course, our key personnel with us actually in studio today: Rebecca Rush.
Rebecca Rush!
She's so awesome. She and Joe Eaton have been working tirelessly to get this Greater Giving program going and get your donations. Joe Eaton, of course, is our program coordinator. We also have to thank John Main, our dining room supervisor. John Main is just cracks me up. He's been doing this so long. He has been feeding families for so long, and they've switched over to a to-go format, and he is just friends with everybody that comes in. When you meet John Main, he's just a big personality. And I love our social media intern. If you've been following us, she's been killing it.
Yep.
Brittany Dunn, thank you so very much. All right, now to our executive committee. As you just heard, Don Frazier is our newly elected president. Congratulations, Don. Tom Stanko, retired, staying on as vice president. And again, he's been with us since the inception in 1983. Our treasurer, Tim Harris, our secretary, Tom Cuccia, and our spiritual advisor, Deacon Mike Turner. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of our committee, our board, our members at large. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true pleasure to thank and give a special recognition to all of our parishes. Let's give a lot of love in the Zoom chat bar. We see all of the love there. Our 4 main Catholic parishes are the backbone of our organization, and we're so grateful. St. Rose Church, which helped to start the St. Vincent de Paul ministry, provides our spiritual advisor, Michael Turner, thank you, and which has donated to us for all these many years. St. Rose Church, thank you. St. Peter and Paul in Rockland, Father Boney, we're grateful you're back from your vacation, which takes up a monthly collection to support us. There were numerous times in the past when we were almost out of money, and they would allow us to make an appeal for help.
Wow.
St. Joseph Murillo, a lot of love. St. Joseph Murillo donates monthly to us. During COVID, the pastor would make additional contributions to keep us going. During the parish picnic this year, enough money was raised to buy a new refrigerator.
Nice.
Wow. And St. Clair's Parish. St. Clair's, we love you for allowing us to hold our annual anniversary in their beautiful parish hall with so much ongoing support. Thank you so very much to all of our parishes. Thank you to all of our sponsors, everybody that makes tonight possible. Without further ado, we have a special message from one of our sponsors, Consolidated Communications, and Rebecca Rush has a special shout out for some of our volunteers. Take it away.
Greetings to all participating in St. Vincent de Paul's Raise Your Glass event. My name is Floyd Jasinski, and I represent the Consolidated Communications Foundation serving Roseville and the greater Sacramento area. As a proud sponsor of this virtual event, we want to congratulate St. Vincent de Paul for the incredible benevolent service they consistently provide to the less fortunate within our community. Keep up the great work and enjoy this evening raising your glass. Cheers.
I would like to give a shout out to some very important people. John Main, who not only runs the dining room in St. Vincent to Go meals 5 days each week, he also drives to our stores to pick up food donations for delivery to the warehouse. Our warehouse staff, Lane and Mike, taking charge and making sure our volunteers have what they need to provide to our clients. Driver Joe Reynolds makes the routes throughout South Placer County 5 days each week. Joe Eaton juggles supervising responsibilities of the warehouse and IT requests in the office, in addition to supporting our fundraising events. Our board members guide and lead us. They are involved and supportive, encouraging and making the sound decisions that will best take St. Vincent de Paul Roseville into the future for many years to come. And our volunteers. We count on every one of our volunteers to support all of our efforts in each department, location, and program at all levels of the agency. Our volunteers are the best. Many of our daily volunteers show up at 7 a.m. to drive our trucks, picking up food donations. They head over to the dining room to prepare St. Vincent de Paul to-go meals. They bag food in the warehouse at Giuseppe Court for home delivery or drive-through. They deliver to the homebound or provide administrative support. In addition, National Charity League, Latter-day Saints, Boys Team Charity, and several corporate teams give up their time throughout the year with special requests. We have volunteer opportunities in all of our programs. If you're interested, please check us out at placersvdp.com.
A lot of love for all of our volunteers. I wasn't sure if you were taking that one or I was taking that one.
Well, we just start watching the video and we're like, oh, it's so nice because you see all these people who volunteer, who work tirelessly. I have to tell you, I got the opportunity to go into the food locker. You know, you kind of wonder sometimes what it's really like. It is a well-oiled machine, as we saw earlier from some of our community partners. All these grocery stores, right? They bring in all this food. The other food banks help us, and we have folks like Joe and other volunteers that drive the trucks in, and the volunteers fill up these grocery carts with the best, most fresh food. And then these families come through in a line, and the line is out the door. I mean, we were there early, and it just shows you, Freddie, what a need there is, right? For families, there are children, families who've been depending on this food for years and years. So they come through this line 3 days a week from 9 to 11, and they fill up their trunk and they're on their way. And we're going to hear from some of these visitors a little bit later how much it means to them to be able to count on something like this,
Right.
you know? And then at the dining room, which is now to go, there are so many, you know, quite frankly, there's a lot of homeless people that come. They get to go bags. They're kept stable, they're fed, they're on their way. And then there's also the bags program that we're going to learn about in a video coming up. But elderly folks, people with disabilities who can't leave their homes, this food stretches so far, and there's so many people behind it to make it work.
Yeah. And to share with you a little bit more about what Kelly was just sharing, please enjoy this beautiful video.
Over 50% of the people that come to this food locker thought that they might be facing homelessness if they weren't able to come here. So if they can come here and groceries are taken care of for them, then that's one thing off the list that they don't have to worry about. Our mission is to prevent homelessness and hunger in our community. We do that through 3 main services. Today we're standing in our food locker where people can come in once a week and be able to pick up supplemental groceries for their family.
First, we prepare the bags. We put all what we call dry goods, pasta, canned goods, cookies. We also prepare produce bags, yogurt and salads, and frozen meats. Then we also put in the cart milk, eggs, bread, pastry, more food, potatoes, onions, more vegetables. It's a big variety. They get it all. I just like to say that I'm very grateful myself for the opportunities that St. Vincent de Paul gave me to be able to serve. I just enjoy every bit of it.
We also do it through our, what used to be called our dining room and now is known as our St. Vincent de Paul operation or St. Vincent to go operation. And people can come in daily, 5 days a week and get a meal during the middle of the day. And for many of the people that come to us through that, that's the only meal they're going to get during the course of the day.
We're still doing what the mission was, to feed the people of the neighborhood, feed the community, and it's working the same way. So I look at it as, it could be my child that needs to eat. Everybody that eats there is a child of somebody, and that's the best part of it.
And then third, we have our bags program, which is an offshoot of this food locker operation. And it's where groceries are delivered to senior citizens who can't get in to pick up the groceries themselves.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. I really do. And you know what I appreciate is the kindness. You know, when they come and smile and is kind. And so that's good. And of course, the food's good too.
It's the one thing you can count on. For me, I know for sure if everything else doesn't happen, that's going to happen because it's happened all these years. It's never failed.
We have a large number of individual donors that have given to us for years and years and years, and we really appreciate that. And we're always looking for more businesses, not only to help us financially, but to help us with people that want to come and volunteer here as well and want to help out as well. Close to 85% of our people no longer feel food insecure. So we think we're gradually accomplishing our mission, but we could always use more help.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing with us about our programs. And there's so much that St. Vincent de Paul does. And I see it here. Rebecca Rush in the chat bar says, we help over 1,000 people every month with supplemental groceries. Wow. And that's the thing. St. Vincent de Paul has been doing this for a long time, 38 years. And Deacon Turner in the chat bar said a special shout out to Father Mike McCormick and Deacon Bill, who with Dr. Tom started this whole thing many, many years ago. That's what tonight's about. Tonight is about fundraising for our programs, fundraising to prevent hunger, fundraising to prevent homelessness. As we heard from Dawn, St. Vincent de Paul works. 85% have said that they're not food insecure now. St. Vincent de Paul is making a huge dramatic difference in our community.
It's incredible too to see how they've grown, just to hear about it. You really see as things progress, they've been able to keep going, even through the toughest times, even through COVID. They've been able to continue to feed people, and especially in that bags program. I met some of these folks who are just in their homes. They're in their homes all the time. They can't get up, they can't get out. And one of those women told me, she said, "It is the highlight of my month when someone knocks on the door and there's a volunteer from St. Vincent de Paul. That person not only brings me my groceries, but gives me a hug and makes me feel good." I'm just like, okay, we need more organizations like this out here. This is just almost too good to be true. It is just incredible. The volunteers truly care.
Yeah, and as Kelly shared, some of our visitors have shared with us some of what the program means to them. You're going to get a chance to hear from them in just a second. I want to let you know that as soon as we come out of this video here, we're going to get started with tonight's live Fund a Need, and that'll be to support all of our programs. Paul Herman, I see your gift. Thank you. We've got dollars are still coming in a huge way. We're going to get started with tonight's live Fund a Need right after this video. So do us a favor, if you haven't already, go to that link below, svdpsr2021.ggo.bid. Click on Get Started, register by clicking on Get Started, create account, fill out your email, contact, credit card information so that you can be a part of our live Fund a Need to support all of our programs for this coming year. We're already over 31,000. We're going to get started here right after this brief message. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're here tonight, an opportunity to hear from some of our visitors, as Kelly just shared, about what these programs mean to them. Take it away.
Oh, St. Vincent de Paul is great. I've been coming here for a long time, and I always find people are so nice, and I really enjoy the food I get here, and it really helps me in my living situation. And I just, St. Vincent de Paul is great to me.
Without coming here, I would be pinching pennies, that's for sure. And it's such a pleasant experience because people are always kind and helpful, and it's just amazing. It's just like opening up a gift for Christmas.
Thank you. When she shared with us that it's like opening up gifts at Christmas. That is the amazingness that we are able to give to our visitors this evening. It's opening up Christmas every week. Every week, people might get groceries. Maybe they come to one of our St. Vincent to Go programs, or maybe it's one of our elderly groceries where we take bags to them. But now's an opportunity for us to fund for the entire year all of these amazing programs. I'm excited to let you know some great things. First, I want to share with you real quick what your dollar can do this evening. On the screen here, you're going to see the different levels of this evening and different programs that we're fundraising for. Every $5,000 could help add more homebound individuals with grocery delivery program. Every $2,600 provides gas for our trucks for an entire year. Every $1,000 funds home grocery delivery to a senior for 1 year. $500 feeds a family of 4 at the food locker for 1 month, and every $250 provides 50 nutritious meals at the St. Vincent to Go. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started with tonight's live Fund a Need right here, right now. You can give it any dollar amount that you'd like in the next 10 minutes. Our QR code is right over here if you'd like to scan that now with your smartphone. The dollars will appear on the screen here. We've already got over 31,000. We're on our way to making a huge difference. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a lot of love in the chat bar, because to start us off tonight, I love this about St. Vincent de Paul and our leadership. Tonight, the board, on behalf of the board, they have come together to start us off in a huge way of over $20,000 tonight. Woo! There it is. Yeah. The board. Yeah, Kelly, come on in. Thank you.
I've never seen a donation like this.
Our board has come together tonight to start off our fund in need at over $20,000.
That's amazing.
Wow. Here we go, folks. If you want to make a gift, now you can. If you want to come in at any dollar amount, we'll start at $5,000 or higher. If you want to come in at $5,000 or $10,000, you can make a huge gift. Yes, 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 yes. Bill and Billy Del Sullivan. Bill and Billy Del Sullivan coming in at $5,000. Here we go, folks. If you'd like to make a gift, you can now. We're going to start at $5,000 or higher, and then I'm going to go to $2,600, $1,000, $500, $250, $100, and a custom amount. Joe in the chat bar said, wow, what a wonderful donation. Our board rocks. Tom Stanko said, we have such an awesome board. Thank you to all of our board. And yes, St. Clair Parish coming in at $5,000. St. Clair Parish, thank you so very much for your support. Our board, Bill and Billy Del Sullivan, St. Clair Parish, starting us off in a huge way. Thank you for your support. Anybody else at $5,000 this evening? Yes, yes, yes! We've got a $5,200 anonymous match. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go, folks. If there's anybody else wants to come in at $5,000, one or two more of these will surpass $75,000, $80,000 on our way to $100,000 this evening. If there's anybody else wants to come in at $5,000 can fund our home deliveries for an entire, yes, 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 yes. Debbie and Paul Stamus coming in at $2,500. Debbie and Paul Stamus, thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, we are $400 away from surpassing $70,000. If you'd like to make that gift, you can do that now by clicking on the link below, the QR code over here. Please go to svdpsr2021.ggo.bid, and yes, 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 we've got John L. Sullivan Foundation coming in at $2,500. Kelly, look at this.
I mean, look at, we're already past 70,000. Look at this.
This is amazing.
I cannot believe how generous people have been.
Wow. Thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We've got gifts coming in. Yes, James Jorgensen coming in at $1,000. James, thank you for your support. Yes, wow.
I mean, these are big amounts.
This is huge.
This is huge.
This is huge.
Yeah, I'm leaving this to you. You're
all
on
right,
the roll here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support. Every gift tonight, every gift makes a huge difference. Norma Higgins, thank you for your $1,000, Norma Higgins. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1,000 away from surpassing 75,000. We're on our way to 80, maybe 90,000, maybe $100,000 tonight to support all of the programs for St. Vincent de Paul. This is for our food locker, Carmelita's Restaurant at $500. Thank you, Carmelita's. Carmelita's is right down the street, across the street from St. Vincent de Paul. Some of the best Mexican food in Roseville. Carmelita's, thank you for your support. You've been supporting St. Vincent de Paul for so many years. Thank you. Norma Higgins, thank you. James Jorgensen, thank you. John L. Sullivan Foundation, thank you. Debbie and Paul Stamus. Yes, another one. Greg and Lenora Bottom coming in. Thank you at $500. Ladies and gentlemen, we're over 75,000 right here, right now. If you want to come in, make a gift, you can do that now in the next 3 minutes at any dollar amount that you'd like, at $250, at $100, at $500, at $50. Every donation makes a huge difference. We're over 75,000. Yes, we've got another one. John, Kelly.
Oh, boy. Kelly is John.
John,
John.
We love you, John. Thank you, John. John at $500. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, another $500. That'll take us over $76,000. If you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now. You can also call the phone number below. If you call the phone number below, we can help you if you're struggling for any reason and want to make a gift. Yes, John and Susan Davis coming in at $500. John and Susan Davis, thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on our way to surpassing 80,000 right here, right now. In the chat bar, Joe said, yes! We've got Kenneth and Nancy Cohn coming in at $500. Kelly, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Kenneth and Nancy, thank you very much for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, we're over 76. Mary Baxter coming in at $500. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else wants to come in at 500? Now's an opportunity to make a huge difference at 500, at 250, at 100. Maureen Spell coming in at $500. Thank you very much, Maureen. We appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now. We're gonna go for about 2 more minutes. If there's anybody else who would like to make that gift, Maureen Spell, Mary, Kenneth, and Nancy, John and Susan, John, Greg and Lenora, Carmelitas, Norma, James, John L. Sullivan Foundation, Debbie and Paul, an anonymous donor, St. Clair's. Thank you so much. Yes, Mike and Christine Butner. Mike and Christine, thank you for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 2,000 away from surpassing $80,000 right here, right now. If you'd like to make a gift, you can do that now. Also, if you're struggling for any reason tonight, looks like we're not. We've got Mr. Sprinkler Fire Protection at $500. Yes! Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you're making a huge difference for St. Vincent de Paul, for our food locker, for our bags delivery, for our St. Vincent to go. You're making a huge difference to support food, to support our families and our community. We just had an opportunity to hear from some of our visitors. And as so many people have shared, our visitors can be our neighbors. They can be the people that are sitting right next to us in the pews at church. They can be anybody just that we see walking across the street or in Roseville. It can genuinely be anybody. And your support tonight is making a huge difference for so many people in our neighborhood, in our community. Thank you so very much for your support. Rebecca Rush in the chat bar said, thank you, June and Jeff from Mr. Sprinkler. Nice. Thank you. And wow, I missed a couple coming in. Jack and Carol at 250. Thank you very much. Don Frazier coming in at 250 again. Thank you very much. Here we go, folks. Let's do this together. Let's push all together. Let's get over $80,000 in the next 60 seconds. If you'd like to make a gift, here we go. Even if you've already given, if everybody right now that's watching at home gives $100, we'll surpass $80,000 right here, right now. So even if you've already given, if you want to give again at $100, there it is. Christine Peterson at $100. This is about being together tonight. We're at home. We're all in different watch parties together. But yes, Paul Herman, thank you very much at $100. Here we go, folks. 7 more at 100. Together, we can surpass $80,000 right here, right now. If everybody at home clicks $100, that would be 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, might even be $10,000 together. If everybody comes in at $100 right here, right now. Thank you very much. Joe in the chat bar said, thank you very much, Paul. Thank you to the Hermans. Thank you very much. And Paul Herman, I'm not sure if this is you or not, but I think this might be a lot of love to you, and please give my best to PJ. Thank you very much, Paul Herman. All right, here we go. Anybody else at $100? If we have 7 more, we surpass $80,000. Last one. Let's finish it off. Let's go strong. If everybody gives at $100 right here, right now, we surpass $80,000. Yes! Kelly DeMarco at $100. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, we're getting there. 6 more. We can surpass 80,000 together tonight, right here, right now. One final push. Even if you've already given, if you want to give $100, we'll surpass 80,000 right here, right now. I can feel it. I know we can do it. One final push. And I want to check out the chat again here. We've got Joe said, wow, what a wonderful donation. Giving a check to Dawn for $200. Beth Gonzalez in the chat bar said she's going to give a check to Dawn for $200. So that puts us at $685. We are right there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're struggling with the software, you can make a pledge in the Zoom chat bar. Beth Gonzalez is putting money in the chat bar. Thank you, Beth, for your support. We appreciate it. Wow. I think we're 300 or 400 away from hitting 80,000. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. We're going to keep our Fund and Eat open. Kelly, wow.
I mean, we're just so close. You keep seeing that thermometer rise and rise, and you think about what this money can do. I mean, every one of these, $500 feeds a family of 4. I mean, think about how far that goes in this community.
Beverly
really
Schmidt
does.
coming in a
Thanks,
huge way.
Beverly.
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as Kelly just shared, our last $500 push here can fund a family of 4 at the Food Locker for 1 month. So our final 500 can fund a family of 4 at the Food Locker for 1 month. And it's all about coming together at $50, at $20. Every gift makes a huge difference. I think we're only like 300 away.
We're so close, and Beverly's bringing us up. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you.
You know, I know it's hard. These are really tough times. You know,
Yep.
We're all trying to help in some ways, but also keep our families going. And so if you can't donate $500, we understand, because it just growing this and getting to our goal and helping people in our community, that's what it's all about. And it's really like when we're at church, you know,
Yep.
like they say, to give just makes you feel so good. And it's just part of being who we are, right? It's just an amazing feeling to give.
Thank you, everyone, for all of your support. Thank you to all of everybody that has supported St. Vincent de Paul for so many years. McDonald's, Pottery World, all of our sponsors, all of our parishes. Thank you for all of your support. We're going to keep our Fund and Eat open for a few more days. So we'll give you an opportunity. If you want to share this with your family, with your friends, with your parish, your community, you can make, oh, what do you know? Thank you to Carl Koob, who has pledged to donate $2,000.
What?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Carl.
Thank you, Carl Koob, at
Wow.
$2,000.
Wow.
Rebecca Rush said, Carl, wow, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that takes us over $81,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Awesome, Carl. Thank you. So, I mean, when you look at what this feeds, right? Now we're looking at $2,000 will fund home grocery delivery to a senior for 2 seniors for an entire year. Think about how life-changing that is. I'm telling you, these seniors that are at home and they can't get out, when that person comes to the door, when they get food for a month, it is life-changing. So Carl has just changed 2 seniors' life, and also they help folks with disabilities at home too that can't get, out to buy their groceries or may not be able to afford it. So
Right.
Carl, you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. We're going to keep our Fund and Eat open. We've got a special surprise for you to wrap up this evening. We're going to bring 2 special guests up here in just a moment that are going to be live with us. You all know them well. They're amazing. First, I want to thank our sponsors one final time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a lot of love for all of our sponsors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Thank you. Hey, can I just say something
Yeah.
really quick? Because, a couple of our sponsors, we saw a video earlier, and I got a chance to talk to both the folks from McDonald's and Pottery World. And I just I wrote down this quote because it just made me feel so good. And they said, I applaud and appreciate all the work that St. Vincent de Paul does. They have big hearts and they realize that there's a need. They're appreciated. That's some of the most rewarding work, and it makes us feel good that we can reach out and help them too. That's from Sharon at Pottery World. And then McDonald's, they said this, it's really amazing to me that they've been able to feed so many people, especially during the pandemic, and keep their programs going. They give with integrity and with compassion and love. And they say, we love you, Tom.
JMJ Seekers, thank you, Bridget
Thank
Ruiz.
you so much.
Thank you, Consolidate Communications. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Roseville Auto Mall, McDonald's, Pottery World, all of our silver sponsors, our community partners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we all know him well. Kelly's going to get the wine out. We'll do a toast together. Let's give a lot of love for Rebecca Rush and Joe Eaton.
I know she's embarrassed to come, but you know what? These are the faces. Come on over here, Joe. We have been on, where'd you go, Freddie? You're about to drink some wine. They have been behind this and putting so much heart and work into this. And because of that, I'm going to give you some wine. Is that okay?
Oh, that's
Yes. Would you like a Chardonnay?
I would.
So this is our wine sponsor, Mount St. Joseph Winery. So I'm going to give, what would you like, Joe? Do you want a rosé or do you want a Malbec? Okay.
Sure.
As I'm filling it up to the top. Which would you like?
Malbec sounds
Malbec? Okay. And what are you going to have,
Sold me on
Freddie?
the interview earlier.
Right? This is supposed to be
I gotta
Tell
try
me
this
when, Joe.
This
That's
rosé.
good.
He's like,
Swirl
keep
and
it going.
swirl. Can we just drink?
We're gonna do a toast. Yeah, I know Joe made me, stop and do smell all the notes. I'm like, can we just try this already? Okay, Rebecca, I know you would like to make a toast because you live and breathe these volunteers. Look, Seamus came in with another donation.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you.
Oh, that's so
Seamus Flanagan,
sweet.
thank you.
Seamus braved the rain earlier today. He was out on one of our routes picking up groceries. So
Was he?
He got a little bit of rained on though. So
Oh, well, that's what you do, rain or shine, right?
Yep.
Well, first, to our volunteers, I would say
Mhm.
first, and then definitely to all our donors and our sponsors.
What about you, Joe? I know there's so many
you know,
people
I want
that you love.
to thank a lot of the volunteers. We honestly couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. People like Seamus and all of our drivers. I mean, that's how we get the food. If we didn't have these volunteers to go out to the stores and bring the groceries in, we wouldn't have anything to give the people.
That's right.
Awesome.
We only have a few employees, so if we didn't have all of them, we couldn't do
We
any
wouldn't
of this.
be here, right?
We couldn't do any of this.
I just got a note that the Murphy family is going to come in at $2,600.
That
Wow.
is so great.
Thank you
They're
very
such
much
good
to the Murphy
supporters,
family.
too.
They're great.
Everybody that's
Thank you
helped
so
with
much.
this. I mean, it's just been incredible, and it really.
And thank both of you.
Oh my gosh, we've just loved it. It has been so heartwarming. We talk after our talks and we're like, aren't they the best? They're just really, what you don't know is that there is so much love in this organization and you can feel it. And it's for that reason that it's gone on this long and has been continued to be successful. So thank you guys for everything you do.
Cheers, St. Vincent de Paul.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers at home. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. Our funding need will stay open for a few more days. And without further ado, our final words. Thank you.
Cheers.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.